June 2nd, 2021 meeting of the State of Washington State Records Committee. My name is Al Rose. I'm the chair of the State Records Committee. Call the meeting to order at 10:01. Also present in the meeting are Susan Becker from the Office of Attorney General and Steve Excel, the State Archivist. Gwen Stamey from the Office of Financial Management is not here today, but we do have a quorum. We have numerous people here online. We have Russell Wood is here, State Records Manager. Jamie Gansel. Is Marty McGrath here? Okay. Scott Sackett, I think I saw him.
Yes.
Also on the line. We have from the various agencies. I'm just going to read these off for the record. Maria Midkiff, Jasmine McLaughlin, Catherine Talafiero, Deborah Gonzalez, Donna Knox, Darren Painter, Millie Brombacher, Nicole Vermillion, Nina DeCamp, and Tony Kurtz. Some of the other individuals, I see your faces, but I don't know your names. And there's an individual who has a dog avatar. But I will, those people I didn't call your name off, if you'd introduce yourself for the record, it'd be appreciated.
Erin Puente with Department of Transportation.
This is Renee Townsley with the Court of Appeals.
Emily Veneman with the State Archives.
Molly Rooney, Washington State Archives.
Scott Sackett, State Archives. I think he'd already called me, but just in case.
Thanks, Scott. Okay, all right, thank you very much. That was the introduction of committee and staff. The next item on the agenda is approval of the April 7th, 2021 minutes. Has the committee had an opportunity to review those minutes?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
I would entertain a motion to adopt as presented.
So move.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes for the April 7th, 2021 minutes as presented. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor of approving the April 7th, 2021 minutes as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
There are any noes? There are 3 ayes, no nays. Motion to adopt the April 7th minute passes unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the adoption of today's agenda. Has the committee had an opportunity to see today's agenda?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? I would entertain, hearing no questions, I would entertain a motion to adopt today's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
The motion to approve today's agenda as presented has been made and seconded. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, call the motion. All those in favor of adopting today's agenda as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing 3 ayes and no nays, the motion to adopt today's agenda passes unanimously. The next item that we have on the agenda is announcements from the State Archivist.
There really is no news to report. All the legislative changes that affected the archives relate to local government. So I may talk about those at the local government meeting, local records meeting. But otherwise, we're open for business, and the situation here is fairly normal for state agencies that we serve.
Good to hear that.
And I have two hot topics that the archives is currently working on that I just wanted to give the committee a heads up on. We are currently working on the issue about COVID-19 vaccination verification status records. We're getting lots of questions since LNI issued its updated guidance about records for relating to verification status. So we're working on that issue. And the other issue that's happening, especially this week, is working on resolving how to apply records retention in the Microsoft 365 implementation that WATEC is doing with state agencies. There's lots of decisions to be made, and lots of things are being tried and finding out whether or not they work. And so there is more happening and more meetings this week talking about that. The Washington Records and Information Managers group is working closely with WATEC on finding ways to make it work. And we are plugged into that, and we'll hopefully be able to give some guidance once we work out what actually works and what's a viable solution on how to put this into practice. So those are two things that we're working on. We don't have any final answers, but stay tuned.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is new business. The first item under new business is updates to schedules applying to more than one agency. And there's only one matter under that heading, that is legislature and legislators records retention schedule version 1.1.
Yes, and we have Darren Painter from the Office of the State Actuary, because this is really an incorporation of the state actuary's very old retention schedule. Darren and I have worked and updated it and incorporated it as part of our broader vision for this schedule, is that it should apply to the other legislative agencies. So that's why the only changes are the addition of the series relating to the state actuary.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Painter, do you wish to make any comments? Okay.
I have nothing further to add. That's what was already presented.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So this, is there any questions from the committee regarding this legislature and legislators records retention schedule?
Not for me.
No questions. All right. I would entertain a motion to approve as presented.
So move.
Is there a
Seconded.
second? Okay. Motion to approve as presented the legislature and legislators records retention schedule version 1.1 has been made and seconded. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no requests for discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor of adopting the legislator and legislators records retention schedule version 1.1 as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed, 3 ayes, the motion to adopt passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Painter, for being here. The next item on the agenda is updates to agency schedules. The first item under updates to agency schedule is Department of Social and Health Services records retention schedule version 2.2. And is there an individual here from DSHS in regard to the schedule?
Yes, sir, I'm here. This is Millie Brombacher.
And Ms. Brombacher, is there any comments you'd like to make regarding this update?
No, sir, there's no comments. Everything is as you see it.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Is there any questions from the committee? Seeing there's no questions from the committee, I'd entertain a motion to adopt the Department of Social and Health Services records retention schedule version 2.2 as adopted, as presented.
So moved.
Second.
A motion to adopt as presented has been made and seconded with regard to the DSHS records retention schedule version schedule 2.2. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor of adopting the Department of Social and Health Services records retention schedule version 2.2 as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing 3 ayes and none opposed, the motion to adopt the DSHS schedule version 2.2 is adopted unanimously. Thank Ms. Brombacher for being here and thank you for all your work in putting this together.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And I have to give a great big thank you to Molly. She was very, very instrumental in helping me do this. So y'all have a good day. I can't stick around, okay?
All right, well, thank you.
Bye.
Next item on the agenda is the Department of Transportation Records Retention Schedule version 1.13. Is it someone here from the Department of Transportation?
Yes, Shannon Gill and I are both, and Aaron Puente are both on the call today.
All right, thank you. Ms. Is there anything that you would like to say?
We just thank you guys for your we're continuing the work on this, and we appreciate your time. And you know, we did answer some questions prior to this, so you know, we just appreciate all the help and assistance.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. Is there any questions from the committee? Seeing there are no questions from the committee, then I'd entertain a motion to approve the DOT Records Retention Schedule version 1.13 as presented.
So move.
Is there a
Second.
second? Motion to approve as presented has been made and seconded. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no requests for discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor of approving the Department of Transportation's, of adopting the Department of Transportation's Record Retention Schedule version 1.13 signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Not hearing any nays and 3 ayes, the motion to adopt passes unanimously. Thank Ms. Puente, Ms. Gill for being here, and thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Right. The next item on the agenda is the Eastern Washington University Records Retention Schedule version 1.3. There's some, and I believe it's Ms. Vermillion for Eastern Washington, correct?
That is correct. I am
All right.
also joined by Nina DeCamp.
And would you like to make a statement?
Just thank you for your time in this review. This change was made based on changes to federal law. So thank you for your time.
All right. Well, thank you for all your hard work.
And this is Russell Wood, and you'll have noticed that these changes are also reflected in WSU's schedule, which is further down the agenda. And these apply to all of the higher education and the K through 12 schools. So even though the K through 12 schools have other state requirements that are possibly much longer than these requirements, we're working to try and have some standardized sort of language and cutoff for these records that all apply across, either as a standard series in each of the individual schedules, or a way to have it apply to all of the higher education schedules, including the community and technical colleges.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Wood. Then is there any questions from the committee? Seeing there are no questions from the committee, I'd entertain a motion. Excuse me?
Oops,
Please,
sorry,
Ms. Gill.
I'm so sorry to break up the flow. I was just going to say, I really like the idea of some standardized language. If whenever there is something that applies to one set of records, we're talking the same types of records. I think even sort of the minor differences between records retention schedules can be confusing. So I personally strongly encourage some sort of centralized language that would apply across all of these educational agencies. So thank you very much for working on that.
Yeah, thank you for those comments. Yeah, standardization for lawyers is it's very nice. So,
We
using
focus on
similar
it.
language and then saying you mean the same thing is just different words are intended to mean different things. So standardized language is always helpful. Then with regard to the Eastern Washington University Records Retention Schedule version 1.3 is presented, is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Your second? Okay, thank you for the second. Any request for discussion?
No.
Hearing no request for discussion, we'll call the question. All those in favor of adopting the Eastern Washington University Records Retention Schedule version 1.3 as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing 3 ayes and none opposed, the motion to adopt passes unanimously. Thank you very much for being here, and most important, thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is our bi-monthly meeting with University of Washington for their University of Washington Records Retention Schedule version 2.16. Thank you for being here. Is someone here from the University of Washington? Okay.
I don't see anybody on the call for them.
Okay. All right. Does the committee have any questions?
No.
Then says matter of University of Washington Records Retention Schedule version 2.16 is presented, and entertain a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Is there a second? Then a motion and a second to adopt the University of Washington Records Retention Schedule version 2.16 is presented. Is there any request for discussion? Hearing there's no request for discussion, we'll call the question. All those in favor of adopting the University of Washington Records Retention Schedule version 2.16 as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing 3 ayes and none opposed, the motion to adopt the UW Records Retention Schedule version 2.16 as presented passes unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the Washington State University Records Retention Schedule version 1.4. Is there anybody here from the University of from Washington State University?
Yes, this is Joy Farber.
All right, thank you for being here. Is there anything that you'd like to say?
No, I don't think so. I am glad that Russell, you mentioned that you're working on putting the Title IX record series standardized language and whatnot, and that was going to be my only question. So that was answered, and thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any questions from the committee or comments? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt the Washington State University Records Retention Schedule version 1.4 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to adopt the Washington State University Records Retention Schedule version 1.4. Is there a request by the committee for any discussion? Seeing no request, hearing no request for discussion. Call the question. All those in favor of adopting the Washington State University Records Retention Schedule version 1.4 as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed and 3 ayes, the motion to adopt passes unanimously. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Well, you have a good day.
You too.
The last item under updates to agency schedules is the Western Washington University Records Retention Schedule version 3.3. Is there someone here from Western Washington University?
Yep, this is Tony Kurtz.
Mr. Kurtz, thank you for being here. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Just it's great to see so many people I haven't seen in a while. I haven't been to one of these meetings for quite a while. I want to acknowledge the work of my predecessor or my previous records officer here at Western, Rachel Thompson, who did a great amount of work over 7 years on updating our schedules. And this current update is really her work as well. So other than that, I don't have any other comments.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, sir. Is there any questions by the committee? Hearing no questions from the committee, I'd entertain a motion to adopt the Western Washington University Records Retention Schedule version 3.3.
So moved. So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been a
Second.
motion to adopt. There's been a motion to adopt and a second for the Western Washington University Records Retention Schedule version 3.3. Are there any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, would call the question. All those in favor of adopting the Western Washington University Records Retention Schedule version 3.3 as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed and 3 ayes, the motion to adopt passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Kurtz, for all your work as well.
Thank you.
The next item under the agenda is the first comprehensive versions of agency schedules, and we have 2 schedules under that heading. The first being the Court of Appeals Records Retention Schedule version 1.0. Should someone hear from the Court of Appeals?
Yes, Renee Townsley, and I'm also joined by Sam Dressler from the Court of Appeals.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there any comments you'd like to make?
Yes, just briefly, this change in our schedule is long overdue. Our last one that was in place was 1990. So as you can imagine, there's a fair number of things that needed updated. Mainly, we'll be retaining some records in perpetuity that previously the Court of Appeals did not. And also likewise, we're shifting some of the common general schedule type items out of our agency one and following the general schedule instead. The other thing I want to mention for sure is the assistance that we had from Molly Rooney, who was very patient and thorough and extremely helpful. So I very much appreciate all the effort that she put into getting us to this point.
All right. Well, thank you there. Thank you very much for your comments. Are there any questions from the committee?
I'd just like to clarify that there was another, it looks like we skipped over the healthcare authorities. So we may need to circle
I'm sorry.
back.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. We will do that right after.
After this.
Yes,
Yeah.
I apologize. Are there any questions from the committee? Hearing no questions from the committee, entertain a motion to adopt the Court of Appeals Records Retention Schedule version 1.0 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
And a motion to approve the Court of Appeals Records Retention Schedule version 1.0, and it's presented and it's been seconded. Is there any request for discussion by the committee? Hearing no request for discussion by the committee, call the question. All those in favor of approving the Court of Appeals Records Retention Schedule version 1.0 as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed and 3 ayes, the motion to adopt passes unanimously. Now I'm going to go back an item that I had skipped, which under updates to agency schedules, that's the Healthcare Authority Records Retention Schedule version 1.7. There's some representative from the Healthcare Authority. Okay.
I believe that Catherine is here, although I don't know that she has audio.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you don't have a mic, Catherine, you can should she type in chat or?
I just want to know if you have any comments that you want to make. Okay. All right. Are there any questions from the committee? Hearing no questions from the committee, to entertain a motion to adopt the Healthcare Authority Records Retention Schedule version 1.7 is presented.
So moved.
Second.
A motion to adopt the Healthcare Authority Records Retention Schedule version 1.7 is presented, has been made and seconded. Is there any request for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor of adopting the Healthcare Authority Records Retention Schedule version 1.7 is presented, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed and 3 ayes, the motion to adopt the Healthcare Authority Records Retention Schedule version 1.7 passes unanimously. And we'd go back to the last item under first comprehensive versions of agency schedules, and that's the Human Rights Commission Records Retention Schedule 1.0. Is there someone here from the Human Rights Commission?
Hello, yes, this is Deborah Gonzalez.
Thank you for being here today. Would you like to make a statement?
I just really want to thank Jamie throughout this entire process. Updating a retention schedule from 1977 till now was not easy. So major thank you to Jamie, definitely for sure.
All right, well, thank you very much. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Are there any questions from the committee? Hearing no questions from the committee, I'd entertain a motion to adopt the Human Rights Commission Records Retention Schedule version 1.0 as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion to adopt the Human Rights Commission Records Retention Schedule version 1.0 as presented has been made and seconded. Is there a request from the committee to have a discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, we'll call the question. All those in favor of approving the Human Rights Commission Records Retention Schedule version 1.0 as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed and 3 ayes, the motion to adopt passes unanimously. Thank you very much for your work and thank you for being here today, Ms. Gonzalez.
Thank you so much.
The next item under on the agenda is other business. Is there any other business, Mr. Wood?
No, there is not.
All right. Thank you very much. Then item five is the next meeting, August 4th, 2021. It may very well be another virtual meeting, maybe our last virtual meeting. My understanding is at least the tea leaves and the tarot cards are saying that we're going to be having people back in the offices after Labor Day. So we'll see if that comes true, but I think I'm going to be starting here next week at least. So, but we'll just have that meeting on the 4th and in a virtual setting. Then the last item on the agenda, 6, is adjournment. Is there entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of adjourning today's meeting signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed, 3 ayes, the motion to adjourn passes, and we're adjourning at 10:29 on June 2nd, 2021.
Thank you all once again for all your hard work. Much appreciated.